Hello, this is your weekly space news roundup for the 25th of April 2021, read by me, Philip Day of Giant-Leap.Space. In today's episode, the world celebrates Earth Day, the Department for International Trade consults with industry over exporting, Space Park Leicester reach practical completion, taking possession of the keys, Satellite View secure £3.6 million in seed funding from UK and US venture capital firms, and in news from across the pond, NASA's JPL successfully made an Ingenuity helicopter on Mars. And Giant-Leap.Space reaches our 10th news roundup in this format. Thanks for all the likes, subscribes, comments and shares that have helped us to establish our audience. We love you, we're grateful. Here's the UK Space News. Companies across the UK put out publicity in response to Earth Day, which took place on the 22nd of April. It was widely used as an opportunity to champion sustainability and the space industry's positive impact on understanding and conserving our world. Vladimir Levikin, founder and CEO of Skyrora, summed it up. Our efforts to be more sustainable should not be restricted to activity on Earth alone. Space tech can and should play a vital role, he said. The UK Space Agency also took the time to publish a short video describing some of the many missions that are helping to tackle climate change from orbit. The Department for International Trade has been consulting on exports. The window closes this coming week to take part in the Space Export Control Consultation. The link is in the description, but essentially you'll be helping to form UK government policy by answering questions for about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on your answers. A call from government well worth your time and attention, plus the department is well known to be a massive supporter of industry trying to export. So if you're worried about losing time on this, the chances are the department will make up for that and some in helping your business to succeed or further succeed overseas. Practical completion on Space Park Leicester. This week saw contractor Bowmer and Kirkland hand over the keys to Phase 1 of the Space Park Leicester £100 million project. Amidst a flurry of great images showing an impressive atrium, sustainable construction methods and creative spaces for industry to accelerate, thrive and produce in Leicester. Here, startups will be supported by the National Centre for Earth Observation. I'm going to assume this can be abbreviated to NCO, one of the fastest growing segments of the global space industry, and the University of Leicester. The NCO is moving their headquarters into the building this summer, taking it as an opportunity to, quote, showcase the outstanding space and Earth observation research happening in the city of Leicester and more broadly across the UK. Check out the hashtag Advancing Through Space and hashtag Giant Leap to see the video over on LinkedIn, which Martin Barstow, Director of Strategic Partnerships at the organisation, described as a great new video which shows what's coming. And he's not wrong, well worth checking out these renders. London-based Satellite View scores £3.6 million in their green revolution, supporting high-resolution thermal imaging satellite sensing. Seraphim Capital led the investment round to what we understand to be a multiple oversubscribed seed success, prompting founder and CEO of Satellite View Andy Baker to say, "Thank you Jeff Cruzy and the Seraphim Capital team for believing in us and leading our seed round." In case you're wondering, Jeff is a deep tech interested investment manager at Seraphim Capital with experience on the D-Orbit board. Seraphim were joined by 6 other investors, predominantly VCs, but also including among their number the UK Space Agency and Stellar Solutions / Ford Family Revocable Trust, which describes itself as a, quote, woman-owned small business, which provides engineering service globally. The business plans to run a constellation of infrared satellites with the capability to image any building on Earth as often as every 1 or 2 hours. A game-changing revisit frequency which could provide useful datasets for many different applications, of which only some will be immediately apparent. There's a reason that all of the VCs have jumped on board with Satellite View, and that's probably because the EO segment of the space sector is one of the fastest growing, and the hunger in the market for the data is growing at an even more impressive rate. Satellite View's team went on to throw the recruitment doors open too, so whilst it isn't the hashtag job of the week this week, it might not hurt EO and thermal scientists or data engineers to head over to satelliteview.com for a look. This week's Space News Roundup was researched, written and produced by me on a voluntary basis, so every like makes a huge difference. Thanks to all of your engagement, YouTube is proposing our videos for views even more often than Giant Leap is, which is an impressive feat because Giant Leap has a habit of shouting our releases from the rooftops. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, who built and now operate the Perseverance rover and Ingenuity helicopter on Mars, leapt from their seats as Ingenuity helicopter confirmed a safe maiden flight. Ingenuity, known as Ginny, flew for a number of seconds carrying a piece of the original Wright Flyer under her solar panel. This is the first of 6 increasingly challenging test flights and provides us all with a first for humanity. A powered aerodynamic flight on a different planet. The second flight was successfully conducted on the 22nd of April, 18 Martian days after the flight testing window opened, and of course on Earth Day. This longer flight, lasting almost a full minute at 51.9 seconds, climbed higher and also included for a sideways translation, i.e. it flew across the ground, not just up and down. Chief Engineer for the helicopter, Bod Balaram, explained how the flights have been going. So far, the engineering telemetry we have received and analysed tell us that the flight met expectations and our prior computer modelling has been accurate, he said. Not a sexy quote, but as with so many of these, an important one. Our knowledge of the Martian atmosphere in comparison to the Earth's atmosphere is pretty tiny, and to confirm that the computer models of what it would be like to fly in that unstable, cold, carbon dioxide rich and precariously thin layer of atmosphere, potentially laden with dust, is a significant win for the team behind researching and developing the models that have enabled these successes. And as with so many of the successes that the wider media support, the thousands of professionals back here on Earth have really made it happen. Getting the data right in this case has been crucial to success, and to get it so far so right is an achievement of gargantuan proportions. So many congratulations to JPL. For this week's hashtag job of the week, Oxford Space Systems are looking for a process development technician. Roles and responsibilities include supporting the development of manufacturing processes and material qualifications for new products, and implementing optimised processes and materials for the repeat build of products too. They'll also want you to perform MAIT activities to ensure successful delivery of the MAIT phase of internal and external funded projects. CVs to their recruitment team through the website, with a cover note explaining both why you're a great fit for Oxford and then for you in your opinion, and your salary expectations. If you haven't already, please do consider liking and subscribing, maybe even sharing this video. It's a huge help. On social media, we're using the hashtag Giant-Leap, where we usually post several times a day. If you'd like to be a part of it there, come and join us there. Thanks for checking in, and until next time, remember that every giant leap is set up by thousands of small steps. This has been a Giant-Leap.Space News Roundup.